Oh. Yes, sir. Not one, but two. What's your street name, Bingo? Huh? Another innocent black man, huh?
I'll take that, Hernandez.
Hey, that's my paper, man. That's money.
This is drug money.
Man, I can't stand Markeisha. I can't stand Markeisha because she telling Terry, she like, nah, son, you don't need your brother. You could be the boss. And it's like, women like that is always going to get a man in trouble because not only do you got the office events rolling around, and he's just like, well, Markeisha, she needs a real man. She don't need no little boy. And I feel like this isn't going to be the last that we seen Vince because even though, Terry said, told him everything about, like, his daily shifts and everything, that he got people clocking him. It's just, like, it's not going to be the last because it's, like, he's trying to get Markeisha and he wants Terry out the way. So, again, he is not going to be the last that we see of him. And, for episode 8, I mean, I would say things was quite, like, it was heating up, I should say. Things was kind of, like, heating up because we seen Claude basically get killed by Remy. Because it was like he was trying to like have some sort of like negotiation with Meech and trying to I guess do business and sell a weight, but it's just that Remy came in, he's just like, fuck Meech, and then that's when he cut off his boy's tongue, and then he killed him, and then he cut his head off, and then he gave it to Meech at the nightclub, or the strip club I should say, and then he was just like, yeah, so this is what happens for people who is dishonest and disloyal to me. And then that's when it was cool because that's when you had Meech tell him, he's just like, if you had this dude basically leave you, how many more is going to do the same thing? And he's basically telling them that, no, Atlanta is mine because the Red Dogs, I like the Red Dogs too because the Red Dogs, they just came in just beating people, slamming people up against the wall. I was like, because freaking Officer Wilson, I think his name is Officer Wilson. Now, for some funny reason, I don't know. Like, if anybody who ever played, like, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, right, he reminds me, I think his name was Officer Pennington. He reminds me a little bit like him because Officer Pennington in San Andreas was always giving CJ grief. He was always giving him, like, troubles and shit. And I don't know. It's just, he I know it was a video game, but it's just, I don't know, like, the way he gives off that vibe a little bit where he's just talking shit. Like, hey, get up against the wall. What's that you got there? Drugs? Give it to me. And he's beating the shit out of people. And I'm like, what the hell? Like he did to that guy. And he was like, oh, what is this? Wait, what is this? Baking soda? Like, I was like, yo, this nigga crazy. I was like, yo, I kind of want to see more of that because the Red Dogs is really interesting. From when older Meech was explaining and the story about the Red Dogs, I like them. Even though they're crazy for what they do, but I kind of like them. And then we seen like further in the story as well, where I guess Meech is gonna try to go to Miami to like get like the car set up because in the documentary and in real life that Meech actually had like these special cars where they was able to like hide more of the drugs. Like it was customized cars, and that's what Meech is trying to work on, but he has to go to Miami, which is basically Glock's territory. And it's just like how well Meech and Terry is gonna fare in Miami because they got to try to get this deal done because again you have like the MKs and Remy who's in the way of things and also the Red Dogs, and Meech is trying to like figure a way of handling all three of them, but mainly like the Red Dogs would be more of a issue because it's just like, you know, they have the manpower, they can arrest you, and they're literally law enforcement. And then Remy, it's just like I think Remy is gonna like lose more or lose probably like the fastest because it's just like more of his crew is gonna like really just leave him and just run over to Meech. Now, due to fear, they're gonna like stay. Some of them is gonna stay due to fear, but I think majority of them is gonna leave and join Meech because ultimately everybody's gonna go to Meech anyway, and eventually something bad is gonna happen to Glock, and Glock probably might die or whatever. So again, we're gonna have to like wait and see on that. And then back to Terry, it's just like, you know, he cut off like Henneri's supply, right? And then he's also like taking her plugs. He's trying to take everything away from her now, even though Henry's uncle basically came in with the money to like, you know, handle some of her debts that she was dealing with. But the thing is, you're not going to really see like the last of Henneri, because it's just like, even though Terry's trying to do things differently, where he's not trying to spill any blood, but Henneri isn't going to, she's not going to care about any of that. And there will be blood that's going to be spilled, which probably might force Terry to do something about that. Because again, like she's trying to figure some things out for herself as well. But, you know, it's going to be quite interesting for her going forward. And then we see like, you know, Bryant and Jen work on like the investigation, like onto Henneri, and trying to figure a way of, you know, bringing her down. But as we seen, like, Bryant is still torn up about his son. He couldn't even go in his son's room, and then you see like the drawings on the table. It's just he's still broken up about the death of his son. So, you know, we seen later on that he beats the hell out of, I think, one of Henry's cousins. He beat the hell out of him. I don't know if he's even dead. I don't think he's dead. I don't know if he's dead or not. But I mean, we seen him just beat the shit out of him, because apparently from like the prison logs, like he was there that was supporting Kevin, I guess, with the protection, and then he was there again when he pulled off the protection. So I guess we would have to assume that maybe he did, basically he had his son essentially killed though. So it's just like it was only justified for Brian targeting him in that alleyway and just beating the hell out of him and giving him his just desserts and trying to give him some sort of like peace for everything that happened with his son. So I was like, damn, that's, oh my God. But, yo, like I said, this was pretty good. Then we got, like, a little bit of development where I guess Pastor Flemings was, like, you know, saying a prayer, and that's when, like, LaWanda, I'm telling you, man, this is why I said, y'all got to get a female like LaWanda, because she's the best, because she was, like, you know, because she felt the prayer, and then that's when she was telling Lucia, like, yeah, even though Terry don't want me, I got to figure some things out for herself. And I'm like, unfortunately, she has to. And it's kind of hypocritical from when Terry was talking to Charles about, like, you know, how families should stick together. But it's like, but you're abandoning LaWanda for a snake like Markeisha? Like, I'm like, Terry, what's wrong with you? I'm like, what the fuck? Like Markeisha is a snake. She's poison. And it's funny how they played that music right after that scene. So I'm like, yes, Markeisha is literally poison. So it's like, you know, LaWanda is like the prize. But again, you know, Terry's trying to do his own thing as well. Because, you know, he's trying to, like I said, you know, handle the whole Henneri situation. And then also to, like, move weight. I mean, he is doing the whole thing with the whole tickets thing, because he's trying to make sure his business is actually legit, because Vince did threaten him with the IRS business. So he is trying to make sure everything is clean, everything is legit, even though Charles he asked him if there was any work for him. He said, oh, you know, I guess he can do some kitchen work. But, you know, it was like a line that I like what they both said. He said, I'm only going to take this money, though, to, I guess, try to get back the family or try to protect the family. It was some shit that he said, and that's when Terry was just like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. And I was just like, I felt that line. Sort of, because Charles is trying to, you know, get Lucia back, and Terry is trying to provide for the family. He's trying to provide for everybody. But, you know, overall, episode 8 was really clean. I like where the story is going. I like where it's progressing. Right? It's pretty good. But, yeah, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And, yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one.
I want you in my arms.